What's up, yo? If you're a sprinter looking to improve your 100 meter time or your 200 meter time or your 400 meter time, if you are a sprinter looking to get down in that 100 meter and really try to run faster, today I'm bringing you guys my top 10 tips that you could implement right now to start seeing results. So without further ado, guys, first thing you want to start off with, you want to make sure that you have a proper warm-up, right? That's gonna be the number one thing, a proper warm-up. And a proper warm-up consists of sprint drills, dynamic stretches, and the warm-up has to be structured towards the type of workout that you're gonna do. So if you're gonna do a sprint session at the track, you're gonna need a specific warm-up that's gonna be targeting glutes, hamstring, that nervous system, teaching you how to get explosive and move as quick as possible and as stiff as possible for a short period of time. So focus on that warm-up. I'm gonna drop some sprint drills in here that you could use in your warm-up to run faster. The second thing that we want to talk about here is strength training. So when it comes down to strength training, you have to be very specific what type of strength are you training for, right? Like, for example, I'm a sprinter, so all my strength training exercises are going to be specific to sprinting. I wouldn't be randomly lifting weights and call it strength training. So you want to be very specific with your exercises. You want to be focusing on exercises like single leg movements such as lunges, step ups, box step ups. You want to focus on split jumps. You want to focus on all these exercises that's targeting glutes, hamstrings. You want to target hip flexors. You want to target all of these places. So make sure that your strength training is specific for running and sprinting. The next thing we want to talk about here is sprint technique, right? And running technique, same thing. Again, guys, how you do your drills is how you're going to sprint. How you perform your drills or how you train is how you're going to sprint at a track meet. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on technique work, such as you want to be getting up to top speed or close to top speed and feeling what that feels like and try to see where you're breaking down. Are you twisting at the hips? Are you tightening up at the shoulders? Are you tensing up your face, right? Are you opening up your chest? All these things are what we focus on when we're focusing on sprint technique. So the biggest thing that's going to help you with sprint technique is going to be your drills. So you want to make sure that you're implementing proper sprint mechanic drills to focus on proper sprint technique. The next thing we want to talk about here is if you're running the 100, 200, or 400, any one of the sprint events, you have to work on your starts, right? That's going to be a major key. You have to get in the blocks, learn how to use the blocks, learn how to set the blocks. And not only that, working on your start can mean better acceleration. Working on your start can also mean better reaction time when you're in an actual race. So don't just get in the blocks and run out the blocks. Do some 3-point starts, do some crouch starts. You want to do some falling starts. You want to do some starts on command. You want to be flat on your chest. A whistle goes off and you get up and you try to sprint. All of these are going to teach you how to react to the gun, how to accelerate faster. So work on your start if you're trying to improve your 100 meter time, 200 meter time, or 400 meter time. The next thing we want to talk about here is interval training, right? And what this means is interval training. Some coaches have like ideas of interval training, and my definition of interval training is whatever event you're running, you want to train a little bit over that event. So for example, I'm a 400 meter hurdler, so sometimes you'll see me running a 600, and I consider that interval training, like going over my distance. So like a typical day in training, right? Say I'm training for a 600, a typical day in training would be me running 3 or 4 300. So I'm doing 300 repeats. I'm not doing 10 300 repeats. I'm doing 4, but I'm doing them at a certain pace that's close to what I would want, like a target time that I'm trying to hit in a track meet, right? Like for example, I'm trying to run sub 126 for 600 meters. So I know my 300 repeats have to be under 42 seconds or 41 seconds, even 40 seconds comfortably in my sneakers, right? That's interval training. For a sprinter who's running a 100, same concept, like you run 120s, you run 150s, you run 15-second runs, 23-second runs and you repeat it with good rest in between, right? So that's what I mean by what we say interval training. So you're not going all out, you're running 85%, maybe 75%, not all out. Next thing here, which is a big one, is hill sprints. I know there's lots of technology out here that's pulling you while you're running, or it's on your back and it's added resistance. It's good technology and it's good for the sport. But for somebody who's simple, for somebody who's just now developing, you're not gonna have access to those type of equipment. So get on the hill. You don't want a crazy incline hill, you want a gradual incline, and you want over 60 to 70 meters. 100 meters would be perfect, but you don't need no more than that, right? And you wanna focus on doing all your drills on the hill. You want to focus on doing accelerations. You want to do starts on the hill. Like all those things will play a part. And this is perfect for my guys or anybody who is running who, if you don't have access to sleds or just fancy equipment, get on the hill. It will teach you how to run correctly. And it's literally nature's resistance, basically. Like literally. So next thing you want to focus on here, which is a big one for me, which is consistency. That's gonna be major key. You have to be consistent, and consistency doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong things and expecting, a different results. Consistency means you're always learning, you're always keeping an open mind, trying to grow in the sport. You're always looking at new ideas, looking at what's the latest thing out there and how you could benefit from it. And you want consistent training, not just train for 1 month before track season starts, right? So if I'm planning on running a race in June, I already started training from last year, June. Do you understand what I'm saying? So consistency is big, guys, really huge. Next thing we want to talk about here, which is very important, is rest and recovery. That right there, guys, is what separates the greats, right? Understanding that you have to rest just as hard as you train. Don't just go to the track, run the workout, and then keep repeating that every day, and then you go to a track meet with 1 day rest and think you're gonna run fast. It doesn't happen, right? Your rest has to be structured in just like how you structure in your events, like how you structure in your track training. Next thing we want to talk about here is nutrition. Nutrition is top of the list, guys. What you fuel, you have to fuel for performance. And remember, your body literally is a human organism. It's a mechanical structure, right? You have to put good source of vitamins in there to help you to perform properly. You can't put junk in your body and think you're gonna recover properly for the next day. You're gonna run at peak performance. It doesn't work that way, right? So make sure you're focusing on nutrition. And the last thing we want to talk about here, which is a huge one, this is where I come in, guys. Get coaching, right? Get coaching. Seek advice from people who are doing the thing that you want to do and they're showing results. That's huge. This is where I come in, guys. I'm a 2-time Olympian, just making my stride here on YouTube, and I want to give you this information. So if you're interested in training, link is in the description. Reach out to me. I have my email there. Reach out to me, and serious inquiries only, guys. Serious inquiries only. Reach out to me and let's get this done. These are going to be the top 10 things that you need to focus on if you're trying to improve your 100, 200, or 400 meter time as a sprinter. Stay tuned for more videos like these, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. Rockstar Kato here, 2-time Olympian, coming to you guys with more informative videos.